Hey guys, welcome back. I have Mike here with me that's going to be demonstrating his fastest plotting time with the BaldeBit. It does require a lot of RAM, and I want to let him dive deep into the technicals of it because he reached out to me. Did you know you could do this? And I was like, no, I did not. And let's go. Hey, Mike, thanks for coming back and showing me, and hopefully we can learn a little bit about this whole BaldeBit. What's going on with this?
Yeah, thanks for having me on the show. I was very excited when I tried out the BaldeBit and managed to get very fast times. Same system produces plots in 7 minutes versus 17 minutes.
Now, your 17 minutes is Mad Max.
Yes, so 17 minutes. 17 minutes per plot is when you use on the same system 5 concurrent Mad Max instances, each with about 24 threads. But now since I have enough RAM, you need about 410 to 20 gigabytes of RAM. You can run one BaldeBit instance and it produces almost 2 times as many plots in the same time.
Wow.
And it saves your SSDs from wearing out.
Chia plotting is starting to remind me of like the racetrack, like drag racing now.
Yeah. Okay. Let's just start this really quick. So
sure.
We have here a Chia installation, and I'm just going to show this is a fake account. I'm going to delete this later. So anyone, you can't find any Chia if you were to use.
I'm sure someone will try.
I'm sure, yes. I'm just going to. I've copied over earlier the farmer key, pool public key. But you can also run BaldeBit using the pool contract. So you would have, instead of -p pool key, you would have -c contract address. And I'm just going to start this. I've pointed the final destination to a flash drive, so it doesn't take a lot of time to save the final file. You see the system has 0.5 terabyte of memory, calculated that it needed about 416 gigs of memory to do, and it's crunching. So while this is crunching, maybe quickly I'll show proc.
So guys, this is not your average home computer with that much RAM on it, because I think most motherboards wouldn't be able to support it. No gaming machine can support it.
This runs on my phone.
Hey, Mike, so how critical, I mean, besides having the RAM requirements for BaldeBit, how about the processing?
So here are the processors. This is a dual socket system with an EPIC, the 507513. That's a Gen 3 EPIC processor. It has 32 cores. Since there are 2 sockets, 64 cores, hyperthreading is activated. 128
now that looks really kick-ass, but how much of it is actually being utilized when you're running BaldeBit? Do you know?
It's very used.
Wow.
It's more or less 100% utilized.
That is insane.
I mean, the system is still responsive, but it's all very used. Yes. I mean, quick shout out to the developer of BaldeBit. Here is the public repository.
Yes, Harold B. He actually has a YouTube video dating back early July demonstrating this as well.
Right? Yeah, he showed this on an ARM-based, I think, a 64-core system, and it finishes in 6.5 minutes or so.
That is crazy.
But you guys can find that video.
I'll link it in the description below for people to follow back on. It was a little earlier video that wasn't, I guess it wasn't that public yet. He was still developing it at that time.
Yes, it was a closed source for a while, and then he pushed it public 25 days ago.
Right.
Yeah. So while this is crunching here, still crunching.
Let's see if Mike lives up to his times of what did you say it was, that the fastest you got on this machine? 7 minutes?
The fastest on this machine using Mad Max is about 17 to 19 minutes.
Right, and
I think it's around 7 minutes. Let's see. So let's see if this confirms today.
Let's see how it goes.
Yeah. So what I also want to do is I want to double check that this plot is actually working. So I have downloaded Chia POS from the repository, and I'm just going to. I have built this earlier, so we can just run proof of space for say 200, maybe 1,000 iterations, -f, and then I forget check. This is to check if the plot is valid, right?
Yeah,
so check
that's an insane
1,000
amount.
checks -f. I'll pass in the pass of that final plot file. So
what is the likelihood of someone needing to check it 1,000 times?
Don't know, but it's recommended to use a larger number. So I have actually, when Mad Max came out, I've created a Mad Max plot, and then I have extracted what's called the plot ID and the memo text string, and with those two character strings you can recreate an exact same plot using Chia Plus. Recreated the plot, and then I ran the checks against each of the plots to see if there is a huge variation. And
how many of those check plots came out what you didn't expect it to be? Like how many of them didn't live up to the passing of the plot? Was there a percentage?
There was nothing unexpected.
Nothing. Okay.
There were a very few less proofs found in the Mad Max, and also with the BaldeBit plot. I did the same thing, and I did actually 20 million checks. So this ran for almost 2 days.
So how much storage are you populating now with this BaldeBit? Now that you're getting at 7 minutes, how much storage are you looking at to populate now?
This system has another 2 petabytes to be done.
2 petabytes. Wow.
Yeah.
A lot of space. And
that is a lot of space. This finished. Look at this. 309 seconds.
I'm looking at that right? 5.15 minutes?
Yes.
My goodness.
This is faster than what Harold had posted, I think.
I think
you guys can find the video. Maybe you're gonna link the video in the description.
If this is the case, right? Mike, I think you need to go on the Guinness World Record. I think we need to apply. I think you have to apply and claim that you have the fastest plotting time with Chia.
Yeah. So I'm actually surprised. I was tweaking a bit in the BIOS. I changed the system to be memory bandwidth optimized.
So you added some efficiency while from the 7 minutes that you got down to 5.1.
Possible that this made the difference. I was actually looking for changing the memory from 2900 to 3200 megahertz, but I couldn't find the setting. But then I found that the overall system optimization settings.
I have to ask you. I thought everyone thought that Mad Max had revolutionized how plotting in Chia, and that would have changed the game. Now with BaldeBit, what does this mean? I mean, but it's not an average consumer based.
So no, I think this is really the plotter for if you don't want to invest dollars in flash drives, but you rather buy more memory. Now, half a terabyte is not cheap, but it's not the end of the world.
Right.
If you buy enterprise SSDs, they're not cheap either, and you don't need any actually with BaldeBit. Let's quickly try this plot check here before time is up. So if I just copy over the path, and this looks good.
Wow.
It wouldn't look like this.
In Harold B's GitHub, that it's only 4K 32s, nothing else.
That's right. Same thing with Mad Max. Look at this. Look how fast this is testing.
This is insane. Obviously anyone who's able to utilize BaldeBit, very efficient amount of memory that's required, because there's no other way around that.
That's right.
Unlike Mad Max, where you can utilize memory or like an NVMe or SSD drive to the temping of the plots, right? So obviously Mad Max would be a little more consumer-based friendlier solution opposed to the BaldeBit, but the BaldeBit is more like, it almost sounds like you have to be like in the industry in order to have this type of equipment to
I mean, if that was, look at this, 10,000 checks is a perfect check rating.
Yes,
so
what else? 100%. Yeah, that is insane.
Yeah, I mean, if this was available earlier, I mean, I would buy one system instead of the 5 or 6, right? And it would still be fast.
If this existed any earlier, you'd be a billionaire right now.
Yeah, I don't think so. But so let's just do this quick check, right? A day has 86,400 seconds. So 86,400. What did I just do? 86,400 divided by 309 seconds. So this will produce 279 plots a day.
A day. Wow.
That's a lot of plots.
That is insane. Mike, I want to thank you for demonstrating this. This is some really record-breaking time, because I never imagined that plotting from what used to take me a few hours down to the minute, like half an hour to 45 minutes, whatever it is, now down to the minute, now down to the 5 minute. I can only imagine Mike's going to come out with test something next, and it's going to be within seconds of creating a plot.
Shout out to Harold. This is really
shout out to Harold
awesome.
B, because he's the guy who came up with this and he was able to produce these plots is revolutionizing how Chia is operating right now.
Yep.
How quickly will they adapt it to the GUI? Have no idea. Maybe not. Mike, give us a word on how does this change everything for Chia in itself, with everyone coming on board that may potentially have this type of equipment.
I mean, if you're a little more enterprise, it just changes entirely the architecture of your plotters.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need flash drives, or maybe you might invest in a large flash drive that's a buffer for the final files, and then you have a script offloading the files off the buffer. But you don't need to have multiple very high endurance. You could go with medium endurance type of a large flash drive.
Okay.
1.5 years ago, basically with the original code, you needed to have a SATA drive per process or a enterprise NVMe drive for every 4 to 8 concurrent processes, depending on the size. So this changes completely the architecture.
Right.
This simplifies very much the plotting process, right? You have one process and you tell it to produce, in my case, another 20,000 plots.
Right.
And you just let it do.
That is crazy.
Just start it. I mean, you want to watch if it's dying in the middle of it or so. But I've already produced about 2,000 plots with it, and it hasn't crashed or anything like that. So
amazing. So guys, 5.15 minutes. All right. If you guys can beat that, let's create a challenge right now. 5.15 minutes. If you could beat Mike's time, I'm gonna send you guys like a whole bunch of Bitcoins. Just because you can do it. Of course, I could probably donate some extra things, some coins that I have, Doge coins that I've gotten, and Flax, and whatever it is, we can do some trade. But if you guys can beat Mike's time, post it on Discord, on Keybase, wherever it is, just announce it. All right. Hey, Mike, I want to thank you for doing this with me again. This is amazing. This is really very eye-opening to see things like this develop, through time with Chia.
Cool.
All right. I appreciate
Thanks for having me on the show.
Right,
I should send you my address at some point. I don't have a Bitcoin yet.
I will. Yes, that definitely.